I officially have PTSD from a bucket of water. Today I saw a Polish grandmother get chased down the streets by teenagers with water cannons. And do you know what the neighbors did? They cheered. So if you think you know Polish culture, you are dead wrong. Hola, cześć! Welcome to the Expat Check-In, where the Latino heat meets the Polish winter. I am Luis, and it's time for our weekly survival check-in. Today, it's Monday evening, April 6th. And if you're watching this right now and you're completely dry, congratulations, you officially survived the madness of Polish Easter. Back in Piura, where I come from, Peru, we call it Semana Santa, and it's very peaceful. We go to the beach, we eat fish, and we just relax. But after 9 years in Warsaw, I know the truth. Easter in Poland, it's an extreme sport. Between the water attacks, the aesthetic baskets on Saturday, and the brand rivalry that destroys families on Sunday. It's a lot. So let's do a post-holiday check-in. Let's talk about the crime scene that is Śmigus-Dyngus. And I warned you before, but experiencing it, it's different. It's 10 degrees outside and gangs of kids were roaming the streets with water snipers. You know, in Peru, a water fight, it's amazing because it's 30 degrees. Here, it's a psychological warfare. If you had to commute today to work, you probably felt like you were in a battle zone, especially if you live outside of bigger cities. So, let me know in the comments, did you get hit today or did you hide in your apartment like a professional expat? Before the violence of Monday, we had the absolute aesthetic beauty of Saturday. Did you see everybody walking to church with those tiny wicker baskets? It's called świąsonka. You know, you have to put a piece of sausage, some bread, salt, and eggs inside to be blessed. Coming from a Latino background where we cook massive pots of food for a village, these tiny portions confused me at first. I thought, is this a meal for an ant? But here's the catch. Everything in that basket has a meaning. The bread is for Jesus, the eggs is for new life, and the horseradish, that's to remind you of the bitterness of the passion. You know, it's like a tiny edible theology lesson. And don't let the small size fool you. The amount of food they will actually force you to eat in the morning, the next morning, will put you in a food coma. Now, if you survive the breakfast, you probably encounter mazurek. This is a cake that is basically 90% sugar and jam, decorated like a piece of art. It's so sweet that it makes my Peruvian teeth hurt, but you cannot say no, it is a trap. And did you see the Easter bunny? In some parts of Poland, the zajączek, they bring gifts to kids. When I first heard this, I thought, wait, is it Easter or is it Christmas? Between the bunny, the water, and the blessed eggs, Poland really goes all out. Oh, and the egg tapping. Did your Polish friends challenge you to a duel? You take 2 hard-boiled eggs and smash them together. Whoever eggs doesn't crack is the winner. It sounds simple until you see a 70-year-old Polish uncle getting intensively competitive over eggshells. It's a blood sport, guys. Which brings us to the biggest battle of all. The dark side of Polish Easter. If you're new here, you need to know that politics is nothing compared to the national debate over mayonnaise. As a guy working in marketing, this rivalry is fascinating. You're either Team Winiary or Team Kielecki. There is no middle ground. Winiary is smoother, Kielecki hits you with a strong vinegary punch, and I guarantee you, at millions of tables yesterday Sunday, families were actually arguing about this over the Jurek. You know, I'm putting my reputation on the line. Team Kielecki is the only correct answer. So tell me in the comments, which side did your Polish friends or family serve you yesterday? Winiary or Kielecki? But there is something else we need to talk about. You know, something that happens every year around 11 a.m. on Easter Sunday. The streets of Warsaw, they go completely silent. Every Pole is sitting at a table with 3 generations of family. And if you're an expat, especially a Latino, where family it's everything, that silence can feel very loud. It's the one part of the expat life that nobody shows on Instagram, Is that moment when you sit down and realize that your mom is 10,000 kilometers away from you and you're eating a hard-boiled egg alone. It's the expat tax we pay to live this life. If you spent yesterday alone, or if you felt like an outsider at a Polish table, I just want you to know that you are not actually alone. We're a community of survivors. We survived the winter, we survived the language, and we survived the holidays. Polish Easter is heavy, it's wet, and it's completely unique. If this was your first one, be proud. You embraced the chaos, you survived the water, and you're still here. So, thank you so much for checking in with me today. Settle the mayo debate in the comments, but also let me know, how do you spend your Sunday? Did you find your expat family here? Have a great week recovering from the food coma, and I'll see you in the next check-in. Ciao, bye, do widzenia!